Hi, Terri Gillespie here, and welcome to Author Highlight with Terri. And I'm Terri, and I am so excited because this month's featured author is New York Times bestselling, and I don't know how many award-winning author, Angela Hunt. And Angela is a very special person in my life, and we tried to figure out how many years we've known each other and still haven't figured that out yet. So a special welcome to new viewers, and I hope you'll stick around for future episodes. And welcome to my loyal subscribers. Just can't thank you enough for being here and for spreading the word about this YouTube channel. And this month, you're going to love the interview because this is an interview that's very special to me. And by the way, subscribers to my YouTube channel, you're going to get some special benefits. And the giveaway this month is awesome. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And now, Angie's kind of hiding out in the wings because I'm going to do a little housekeeping, and that is to remember to like, comment, and share this video. Now, that means not on social media or call up your friends and say, oh, you should watch this, but down below this video, because otherwise it doesn't count toward your extra entries, and we'll talk about that later. So like, comment, and share. And really, it helps Angela rise up in the YouTube food chain so that more people can find out more about her. So I'm very pleased to announce and introduce you to Angela Hunt.
Ta-da!
Yay!
Isn't it great when technology works?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes us look like really good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we would start with a brief bio of Angie. And believe me, it is brief because this woman's bio would probably fill a small book. And yeah, I am actually very proud of her. So Angela is the author of more than 150 published books and has over 5 million copies of her books sold worldwide. Angie is the New York Times bestselling author of The Note, which was made into a Hallmark movie with Jeannie Francis, and then also The Nativity Story, which actually was a companion piece, a companion book to the Hollywood movie. And that starred Oscar Isaac, who, isn't he Poe on the Star Wars series? I can't remember. Anyway, he's very famous now. He wasn't very famous then, but he's very famous now. And then also New York Times best-selling Esther Royal Beauty. Now, Romantic Times Book Club presented Angela with a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2006, and ACFW presented her with the same award in 2019. In 2006, Angela completed her doctorate in biblical studies and her doctorate of theology in 2015. She and her husband live in Florida with their mastiffs and chickens. Mm-hmm. So, but you got a new puppy too, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The land shark. He bites. So I have to keep my pocket filled with doggy treats because otherwise he tries to bite me. So, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, and the Mastiffs were so sweet and so calm, and
They are. I'm like, why did I do this? Why did I get a mat with, yeah, Mastiffs are very laid back. This
yeah,
dog is not, but I'm
yeah.
committed. So
Well,
off we,
yeah. Well,
yeah. Enough said.
enough said. So you are one busy lady, and if viewers would like to connect with you, what's the best way to do that?
Probably to send me a note through my website, which is angelahuntbooks.com. And there's a contact link there that you just click and it comes straight into my inbox.
Oh, cool. Okay. Now, do you do connect with people on social media as well?
I'm pretty active on Facebook, and I'm Angela Hunt, novelist there,
Mm-hmm.
but not very active on Twitter or Instagram, and I'm just not into selfies. So, I mean, how many pictures of food can you take? I mean,
I don't know. When you were doing aprons, it was pretty cool seeing all
yeah.
the aprons.
Well, I go through my phases. I'm out of the aprons now, but yeah.
Yeah. I did enjoy it. I think saw you during the apron period.
Uh-huh.
So all those wonderful links are down below in the description section, including how to buy Angela's books as well, especially her latest book in the Road to Jerusalem series, The Apostle's Sister. Now, over on my website, the blog interview has some great information and some fun photos about Angie, and be sure and check that out. And also down below is a link to my 5-star review of The Apostle's Sister. So, Angie, I loved the Jerusalem Road series, but I especially loved the 4th book because I actually learned a lot in that book. Yeah.
I'm surprised. Wow.
So, and you know how much of a stickler I am for authenticity, Jewish authenticity, and Hebrew culture. So, I always know that biblical fiction is in safe hands with you, and this is kind of a trust that you and I've developed over the years. And I thought it'd be kind of fun if we talked about the first time we met.
Oh, sure. It was we were together at the Philadelphia Christian Writers Conference, and the staff was eating dinner in this little room. And I remember I got my plate and I just went to a table and there was an empty chair and you were at the head of the table and I was like at your right side.
Right.
And yeah. And somebody at the table just said something like, well, of course, we know the church has replaced Israel. And I went, nope, wait. And because this is one of the things I'm passionate about, and the church has not replaced Israel, nor could it ever. And that's what most of Romans is about how we've been grafted into their tree. We're not a different tree. And so I remember trying to gently explain how this could not be. And then you jumped right in. And I thought, well, I don't know who this woman is, but we are kindred spirits. We're on the same page here. And so, yeah, that was it. Whoever said that, I kind of felt sorry for him later.
Yeah, I felt bad because she kind of had two on her, but yeah. It's really funny because you had asked me, well, Terri, what do you do? And I said, well, I work for a Messianic Jewish organization. And this young woman to my left said, oh, well, my pastor said that, made her remark. And because I've been in the movement for so long, I have the typical diplomatic thing that I'm going to say. And then all of a sudden, and I mean, you need to be careful about what you say about that. And I'm sitting here, I'm sat there and looked at you, and it was like, okay, this is my woman. this is this is it. So that was our auspicious beginning.
Yes.
So
And I have to say that I would probably have been every bit as ignorant as that lady, God bless her, whoever she was. I didn't remember the lead up to that. But when I was in high school, I was in this handbell choir at our church. And our minister of music said, all right, gang, we are going to go play at a Jewish temple on Friday night. And I went, where? And he said, the Bible tells us that if we bless the Jews, God will bless us. And so we went and we played handbells at that synagogue. And I remember being so touched. And he went on, we sang some music from the Liberating Wailing Wall from Jews for Jesus. And I still have some of those songs in my head. And
wow.
they're like ancient now. I looked the other day, there's this one song, my beloved had a vineyard on a very fertile hill. Love that song. It's the most gorgeous song. And I found a recording of it online. I was like, oh, bliss, there's that song again. But I have to thank him, Jim Whitmire, my minister of music, who first instilled that love for me, in me, for the Jewish people.
Yeah.
And it's been with me ever since.
Yeah. And it's interesting because my mother's cousin dated a Jewish doctor, Jack Cohen. And anytime he came to the house, usually when adults, our age group, when adults were getting together, they didn't want anything to do with the kids. They were supposed to go and be quiet. Well, Dr. Jack was like, kids, tell me what's going on. What's important to you? And, I was like, and he, for my brother's confirmation, he gave us tickets to see Jesus Christ Superstar. And it was like at the St. Louis Symphony, and we were like second row. And and seeing that, I knew that there was something more than just sitting in a pew. And he was the one who put me on that path. And I loved him. I just loved him. So yeah, special introductions.
Early influences, so important. Yeah.
It really is.
Mhm.
It really is, because that's how children develop their loves or their hatreds.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I really thought it would be nice if you could give our readers a taste of this new beautiful book, The Apostle's Sister. So yes, Angie, if you could read that to our viewers, that would be great.
At 13, I carried a secret that would have broken my mother's heart and devastated my father. My rabbi would have scolded me had he known it, and other girls at the synagogue would have been horrified. I did not want to marry. At 14, I prayed Hashem would afflict my family with scandal or poverty to make me less attractive to a suitor, but my parents kept hinting about suitable matches. Whenever I tried to broach my concerns, my parents promised that I was destined to be as blessed as Sarah, Rachel, and Leah, the mothers of Israel. At 15, I began to notice an eager light in the eyes of prospective fathers-in-law. After all, my father was a leader in Tarsus, as comfortable in the governor's palace as he was in our synagogue. We were Roman citizens. We owned a successful tent-making business, and I had been educated by the finest tutors in the city. At 16, I could not understand why Hashem had showered our family with more blessings than others. Our wealth, our high standing in a Gentile city, our Roman citizenship, why did we deserve them? And why were other families so desperate to join themselves to us? When Abba came home wearing his best tunic and an ear-to-ear smile, I feared the worst had happened. The sight of our Torah teacher, smiling like a crazy man, confirmed my suspicion. Abba spotted me in the atrium. Ah, my ayah, he said, his lips the color of wine. You are such a fortunate girl. Indeed. Gabor, the administrator of our synagogue, staggered beneath the weight of my father's arm. Everything has been arranged for your future happiness. I bit my lower lip to suppress the wail rising in my throat. Ima must have been anticipating my reaction because she gripped my shoulders. Is it Avidan? Abba lifted his chin. A fine young man and a serious scholar. Ayah will make him a fine wife. Young? Somehow the word slipped through my tight throat. He is old. He is but 26, Ima corrected, her grip tightening. Only 2 years older than your brother. But Shaul is also old. When Abba squinted, I knew I should have kept quiet. Ima kept talking, eager to repair my social gaffe. You will be grateful for a husband who has 10 years more experience. Avidan will be wiser than a youth and better equipped to take care of you and your children. I bit my lip until I tasted blood, then slipped from Ima's grip and darted down a hallway, tears blurring my vision. In my bedchamber, I threw myself upon the bed and wept, though I knew my tears could not change my future.
Ah, very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, in case anyone had any questions, this is Shaul or Saul or Paul's sister. So, and he really did have a sister.
Mm-hmm. She's in the Bible.
She's in the Bible.
Yeah.
So you and Ayah have kind of a personal connection, don't you?
Yes, I wrote a lot of what I know in this book. You know, that's what you do best. You write what you know. Mm-hmm.
So people are going to have to read it to find out a little insider information on Angie. So the Highlight blog interview has, as I said before, fascinating information about you and your unusual journey to writing. But for this interview, I thought we could have a little fun. So I have a question for you. How about telling us something about yourself that most people don't know?
You know, I knew you were going to ask me this, and I wrote down something to say, and I forgot what I wrote down. Can you give me a hint what I wanted to talk about?
Probably begins with Ancestry.com.
Oh, yes, yes. I have so many weird things about my life. I couldn't remember which one. We did DNA tests a few years ago. All right, see me, see this pale skin, see this, albeit colored, red hair. I am 1% from the Congonian. What's the Congolese? Anyway,
Congolians.
Congos. I think it might be Congolese, but yes, I have African heritage, and so I was floored when I read it. But you know, I'm as big a mutt as that dog that keeps biting me. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I am too. I'm everything but Jewish.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Oh,
Yeah,
no Jewish.
Yeah. So, yeah, because apparently my great maybe great grandfather was a runaway slave. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah. But boy, that'd be a story. You should track
Yeah.
that down and write it. Yeah.
And his son, he had several families, and his son was a blacksmith in Kentucky, and the town loved him. They absolutely loved him. And when he was born, on his birth certificate, it said mulatto, which means he was mixed.
Yeah.
And his death certificate said he was white. So it's yeah. So it's kind of interesting. So in their eyes, I mean, even though, what's the big deal? He's, he should be proud of his heritage. But but back then, that was a big deal. That was a big sign of acceptance. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, history looks at everything different in every phase. I mean, we're all woke right now, and pretty soon woke is going to be passé and it's going to be something else. So
true.
yeah.
True.
I think it's just fascinating. I wish I had more time to do a deep genealogy study, but for now I have to be figuring out who Paul and et al. Was descended from. So that keeps me busy for now.
Yeah. Now, so you're working on another series that kind of continues on from the road, the Jerusalem road.
Yes. In fact, it's called The Emissaries, and it picks up exactly where the Apostle's sister left off, because in fact, it goes back in time a little bit, because it's about the people in the towns where Paul established churches. So the first book is set in Philippi, and it centers around the woman who sold purple at the river. The Bible calls her Lydia, but I think she may have been Euodia. Anyway, that's what I'm running with. And it's funny because you recited all the names of Paul: Shaul, the Jews, Saul in the anglicized verb. And in this book, he's Paulos, because they use the Greek Latin version. So known by many names, but the same man. But I keep them all. He's named something different in every book I've written, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting because God took the most orthodox of the Orthodox and sent them to the Gentiles, to the pagans. And he took a fisherman and he sent him to the Orthodox Jewish community, which it just really speaks to how God looks at how to reach out and how to touch the hearts of other people with his good news. So,
but I was thinking the other day, Paul was raised in Tarsus, which was a Gentile city. His family had Roman citizenship, which means they consorted with Romans. And of all, Jerusalem was 99.9% Jews.
right.
Tarsus was probably 85% Gentiles, Romans and Greeks. And I'm sure there was a Jewish quarter, and Paul's family, they were Pharisees, so they were very strict by the book. But at the same time, they also spoke Greek and probably a smattering of Latin, at least, because most of the Romans spoke Greek. And so he was comfortable in that crowd. So if you had taken Peter and sent him to Tarsus, he would literally been a fish out of water. Ha, pun. But yet Paul, with that background he knew exactly how to approach the Gentiles, where I think those Jews would have really been, what do you mean you believe in more than one God? They would have been too astounded to be effective missionaries, probably.
Yeah, or emissaries.
Yeah, emissaries.
So and I think about the fact that the first Pentecost or Shavuot, where in Acts 2, that there, Jewish people from all around, all sorts of, the diaspora, that they were in all sorts of different countries, and they were coming in for Pentecost, and some of them stayed, and it said that they were taught, and then they went back home And they became the first emissaries.
Mhm.
They went back and to their communities and to their friends and business acquaintances. And so, it's like, Paul had, it wasn't as much cold calling as he needed to do, because there were actually already believers, Jewish believers that were there and were probably working toward giving them the good news. So yeah, it's really fascinating stuff. Really. Now, getting back to your DNA. Now, was the unspoken, was that set in the Congo or?
No, it was about a gorilla that had been taken out of Africa and then
Okay.
raised. But no, it would happen. I think it was set in Florida. Right, what you know.
Right, what you know, right.
Oh yeah.
All right. So here we go. We're going to talk about this month's giveaway. And thanks to Bethany House and Angie, since Angie wrote the books, they're giving away an incredible prize package. And it is all four of the Jerusalem Road book, the whole series. So book 1, The Daughter of Cana, The Shepherd's Wife. Book 2, Woman of Words. All right, what happened? Woman of Words. And then the 4th book, The Apostle's Sister. So thank you, Angie and Bethany House.
Thank you, Bethany. Yeah, this is very sweet of them.
So, how many viewers would like to win this package? If you've already purchased these books, then these would make like an incredible gift to somebody, or to donate them to your church library. Let's get more messianic and understanding out there. Now, if you're looking for an opportunity rather than one little piece of paper with your name on it in the entry, my little entry cup, you can actually have more than one entry. So if you like this video and comment down below, that's one entry. If you share this video on social media, and there's actually links that you can send emails, and if you share that, that's another entry. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which if that little subscribe button is red, that means you haven't subscribed yet. So if you click that and click on the little bell, then you won't miss any future episodes, and you get 2 entries. And then if you hop on over to the blog interview and you like and comment there, you get another entry. And then if you sign up for my newsletter, you get 2 downloadable gifts from me and another entry. So that is 6 entries for the possibility of winning this incredible prize package. Now, the drawing will be held Friday, April 14th. And if you're already a subscriber to the newsletter and to YouTube, as long as you leave a comment on the blog or on the YouTube channel, then you get those extra entries. Now, one caveat, and that is, unfortunately, only entries from the contiguous U.S. pardon me, are eligible. So, sorry, Alaska and Hawaii. So, if you have any complaints, see the post office about that. Okay, so Miss Angie, do you have any final words that you'd like to share?
Just to say that I appreciate hearing from readers, and I have so appreciated hearing from readers who enjoy this historical. I know that not everybody likes history, but the one thing I've learned is that people are the same they're exactly the same as they are today. We have the same loves, the same hates, the same things get us annoyed, as happened in ancient Rome and ancient Jerusalem. It's our circumstances change, but human nature stays the same. And so my task as a historical writer is to take the true history and then put people into it. And I think people are always interesting. So anyway, I appreciate those of you who love historical fiction, and keep it up, keep reading, and we'll try to keep finding the good stories that are in between the lines.
Ooh, I like that. That should be your tag.
It should, shouldn't it?
Yeah, finding the stories in between the lines. I like that. So thanks for watching the 20th episode of Author Highlight with Terri. And just a reminder again that all those really important links are down below in the description section. Next month, my featured author will be Jennifer L. Wright. And I don't know if you know her. I think she's also published by Bethany House. Maybe not. She might. No, I think she's Tyndale. So that's it for this month. This has been such a special, very special time for me. And thanks again for watching. God bless, and keep
Keep reading.
reading.